You're watching 13 News, Kansas News Leader.
We have with us a group of volunteers who's rallied around a local football team. They are planning a fundraiser to lift their efforts, you might say. Foundation member Derek Hodum, Tacey Williams with Crunch Fitness, and Highland Park High School football coach Jermaine Monroe are all here to tell us what's going on. And Coach, we're going to get to you in a bit because first we want to find out what kind of things these folks have been doing that brings you here today. So Derek, this is a foundation. How did the idea come about? What was it that you were seeing and hearing that made you think you needed to do this?
So I have football in my veins. My grandpa coached my dad and my uncle. My dad coached my brother and I on the high school and college level. And football has just always been really important to me. My wife and I have been involved with Highland Park in that community for quite a while, with Young Life and just different organizations. And so I've always just naturally developed good relationships with the football coaches. And so when Coach Monroe came on, we kind of started talking about different ways that we could help the program. And Highland Park is one that on occasion has kind of not had the resources for whatever reason. And so our whole thing was to be able to get those kids in game shoes and eating, nutritious game meals and that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of why members of, that either their family members, parents of kids that are playing, other community members like myself just jumped in and said, how can we help? And so that's kind of why we're doing
it. This is a separate extra thing because the school district can do their thing, the booster club can do their thing, but there's this gap and you all were stepping up to fill that gap.
Absolutely.
So Tacey, they come to you and they say, we really have this idea and we need you to help. So what is it that you all are going to help out with?
So for us, we're going to be offering up our facility, our main weightlifting area for them to be able to utilize our Olympic squat decks that we have out there. We have everything from rubber plates to our heavier metal ones in case, dependent on what they're doing for their goals for that. So I'm going to rope off our whole main hit zone area for them, allow them to come in and try out the facility.
And this is a lift-a-thon?
Yes.
How does that work? What is a lift-a-thon?
So I'm going to let them explain because the way they want to set that up, I'm a game for it. We're just going to rope off that whole area for them. So.
Did you hesitate at all to jump in on this?
No.
Why did you say yes?
So for me in general, I am from the local area myself. So high school, Topeka High, take a lot of pride in that. Same thing for that. So in general, just wanted to offer the space for them.
So Coach, I guess I want to ask you first of all, what does it mean to you to see a community come in and embrace your kids, especially as a new coach?
It means a lot. I would say when I first started the job, I said it takes a community to change a program around. And from that, when I first started that first year, second year, and now this year, having a lot of community members and companies willing to help out the football team. And I'm just proud to be a part of it. What
kind of difference has it made in the kids' attitude? Because if the community's not going to support the team, why do the kids want to be a part of it?
Yeah, so going on, there was a few players that felt like no one really cared about HP football, and I made that a difference. Well, we need to get out, so we went out and we kind of just got to meet some people. We volunteer for some things around the city that we can volunteer and help out for, so they can see us out there, so they can see our boys in a different light than other being on the field. And
they are students before they're athletes, right? Yes. So explain in the Cliff Notes version what a lift-a-thon is that you have envisioned for this day.
All right, so I could go deep in it, but what it mainly is, each kid could be sponsored X amount of dollars. It could be pennies to a pound or $1 to a pound. And we have 4 lift categories. Each pound can raise money, or donors can donate X amount of dollars for the program.
All right, so they're taking pledges through August 19th, and that's the day that they are going to be lifting at Crunch Fitness near 29th and South Topeka Boulevard. Again, those pledges through August 19th. You can email helpyougrow2021@gmail.com for information. Derek's also going to give me some links for donations as well that we can get you all to help support the Fighting Scots Football Foundation. School, and the season's going to be here before we know it. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you for being here today as well. We're back with Live at 5.5 hours.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports at WIBW.com or follow WIBW.